This morning I'm going to talk to you about how to embed permanent things into the RICS home survey templates. These are the 4 templates we're talking about, and the first thing you need to know is where are they held. That can be different on every single computer. So how do you find it out? Well, first you would go to File, Options, Advanced, and scroll down until you get to File Locations. Right here you'll see there are 2 locations, user templates and workgroup templates. You'd only normally use workgroup templates if you're installing on a network and you made all the computers point at the workgroup templates, which can be done. If you need advice, ask us. But what I'm going for today is user templates. These are the ones on your machine. If you look here, you can't actually see the whole address of where these templates are, so you have to click on Modify. And now it tells you, in my case it's users Sue app data roaming Microsoft templates. You can click up here and copy the address as text. Okay, now cancel out of all those and go into Windows Explorer, and you can paste the text using Control V into that box there, and it takes you to where the templates are held. Now at this point you should pause. You should take a backup of these templates. The 4 that you're going for are level 1, level 3, level 2 survey and valuation, and level 2 survey only. I already have plenty of backups, but I very strongly suggest that you make a backup copy of those 4 files before you do anything. Okay. If you've done that using probably Windows Explorer, and beware, you can only do it if you don't have any documents in Word open based on those templates. Once you've done that, you can start to make changes. So there is my level 2 survey and valuation. I'm going to cancel out of that. If I try and open that as a document, as a template, and I've got this document open, it simply will not work. So I must have these closed before I make changes. So now I'm going to open the template. File, open, browse, and I'm going to browse to up here. I'm going to browse to where I just took the copy of, and I'm going to make a change to the level 2 survey and valuation. I'm going to open it, and you should see at the top here it says level 2 survey and valuation 2021.x. This is how you know that you're not making a change to the document, you're making a change to the template underneath. So the first change I'm going to make is I'm going to scroll down to overall opinion, and maybe there are things that really want to go into this box every single time. So I have already saved something as a standard paragraph overall opinion, and I'm going to insert it. Now, in actual fact, I think this paragraph is always going to come at the end, so I'm just going to put a little extra carriage return in front of it. Okay, and this is how I want to save my template. So if I click on save, or if I just close the template, do I want to save it? Yeah, I want to save it. Now, if I click on my level 2 survey and valuation, scroll down to overall opinion, and there it is. That is permanent. It will be in every single document that's based on that template. And you can see this is a document because it says so at the top of the screen. I can just click there and start typing any old rubbish, really. Okay, so that was number one change, and that's if you have text that you want to permanently embed in your document. Next, I'm going to tackle something slightly more difficult. So I'm going to, again, close my document. I don't want to save this because it's just rubbish. And I'm going to go back and open my template. And it's already there in the list, so I can just open it again. And this time what I want to do is embed a logo. The RICS suggest that you embed a logo up here. Obviously that looks great if you've got a rectangular logo, and a lot of people do have a rectangular logo, but you might have to put it in other places. As you can see by the fact that this looks a little bit fainter, this is in a header. So the first thing I need to do is click in the header, and there we go. And now what I want to do is insert a logo, and you can see that there's a top margin here and a left margin there. Now unfortunately, if I just insert a picture, which is a logo that I have prepared earlier, and there it is, I'm going to insert it. Yeah. What it won't do is let me position that very well. It won't let me go beyond either of these margins, and it won't let me move it around very well. So what I tend to do is use frames. Now I'm going to just delete that logo. In order to use frames are something that Word used to use, and they have buried, and they're very difficult to find. So what I'm going to do is add a frame to this quick access toolbar. And frames aren't even one of the popular commands. You have to go to all commands. Yeah, and there are all commands. And what I want is insert frame. Okay. So go to insert frame. They are in alphabetical order. Takes me a long time to get there. And you've got a choice here of insert frame or insert horizontal frame. Now, as far as I can tell, they do exactly the same thing, but insert horizontal frame does come with a little icon. So I always use that because then when it's up on the toolbar, I can see what it is. So I'm going to add that and click on OK, and you should see up here you've got a little picture. Next, I'm going to actually put a frame into my document, and I want my logo to be about there. Yeah. Frames always put a border around it, and probably at the end you don't want that border, but still I'm going to leave it there because it's kind of handy for seeing where the frame is. So getting rid of that border is one of the last things I do. So now if I say insert picture and go back and get my logo again, yeah, there it is. Now the frame is bigger than the picture. Okay, so I'm going to get my logo to be about the right size. I'm going to click on my frame and select it. Yeah. And then I'm going to say format frame, and instead of it saying exactly, I'm going to say auto and height auto because I want it to fit my logo. Okay, I can also do other things. I'm going to do that in a minute. So if I say auto, that is pretty much in the right place, but actually I want it exactly in the right place, and I can do that with a frame. So I select my frame, click with the other mouse button, format frame, horizontal and vertical positions. If you have a vertical position that is too close to the edge of the page, it won't print properly, it will clip the edge off. Now I happen to know, because I put it in here, that this logo is about 0.5 from the top of the page. So if I click on OK, it moves down a little, and now I know it's going to be in a line. Now, you may have to fiddle with that because your logo might have white space around it. It might not look quite right when it's printed out, but you will get it right. Usually, I have to resort to printing it out and physically measuring with a ruler, but you might get lucky. Next, I want to get it right vertically. And again, this is about 0.6 in from the edge of the page, whereas that is more. It doesn't look quite balanced. So I'm going to say format frame. I'm going to say 0.6, and you should remember to make sure that this says page and page, because sometimes it will say paragraph. You want it to be absolutely in the right place on the page. So I'm going to say OK. Now I've got my logo pretty much where I want it. Last thing I'm going to do is turn off that border because I don't need it anymore, so I can just say none. And there we have it. So there's my logo, it's in the header. I'm going to click back in the main body of the document. You can see that's how it looks. You might not agree with my assessment that that looks okay, but it's fine. If you want to change it, you can have it wherever you like. You could have it down in this corner. Yeah, you could put it onto every page, but there might be problems with that. This is where the RICS advice says to put it. You can ignore it. So next, I'm going to close it. I'm going to say save. Yeah, and now if I click on the level 2 survey only, you can see the change isn't there. But if I click on the survey and valuation, it now has that in it. You'll have to go through all 4 of the templates, doing whatever you want, making all the changes that you need. You should see this is still here. And then once you've done that, as long as you leave the templates in the same location and you call them the same thing, they will just work with our toolbar the same as everything else. Well, I hope that's been helpful. If you don't want to go through all that yourself, don't forget you can contact us. We will do it for you. We'll do something like this, send you a PDF, say, does this look okay? You'll say no, make it a bit bigger, move it a bit, or yes, it looks fine. And then we'll send you a totally doctored version of your templates. Okay, so thank you for listening to that, and hope to speak to you soon.